All right, everyone. Since Rhino neocon Meghanmccain left The View in a huff, they've been short one propagandist, and so they're hiring. The ABC would love you to apply for the position. I'm assuming it's only for women because it's The View. But you have to be. Here's the problem. They are complaining right now. They're having trouble finding a controlled opposition Republican that's willing to go on there, get insulted every day, and be their punching bag. This is hilarious to me. Link in the description. This is MSNBC covering them. They are effectively self-admitting that they want a conservative. They're saying, well, we're having trouble finding a non-Trump, a common sense Republican. Common sense according to whose standards? ABC and The View's standards. So according to a bunch of far leftists, you have to be a common sense Republican. So they want a Meghanmccain or a Liz Cheney. Maybe Liz Cheney will apply for this since she's going to be out on her ass in the midterm. She might as well just do that now, ink the deal, and resign. If I were her, I would seriously consider that. You're making 10 times as much money, Liz Cheney. This is the only way you're going to be able to scrape together a career after this. You realize that. You chose the wrong side. You might as well just declare yourself to be a liberal and pretend to see the light. What would that be? What's a conservative? I would like to marginally lower taxes. I'm marginally uncomfortable with political correctness and censorship. I'm not racist, though. Oh my God, I got called a bigot because of something I said 20 years ago. I really apologize. By the way, I just signed a check for 50 grand to the ADL. And hey, I don't want to ban all guns. It's okay if you want mag restrictions, though. Yeah, more background checks and confiscation through red flag laws. No, we need those. That's common sense. I just don't want more gun control than that. I don't want more gun control than the center of the Democratic Party is proposing. That's what they want. A cock. A bobblehead. Controlled opposition. This is, by the way, this is a stunning endorsement of the overarching belief that the system, the swamp sort of thing, it's Democrats and Republicans. They all get together. They have vaguely different views on vaguely different issues. On substantive issues like immigration, they're all the same. On substantive issues like the totality of free speech, they're all the same. They just differ in terms of how much censorship they're tolerant of. They're just different in terms of how much gun control, confiscation, etc. they're tolerant of. They're slightly different in terms of how much warmongering and what kind they're tolerant of, but they all stand for world policing. They all stand for open borders, more or less. It's okay if everyone wants to come here. We just want to make sure we fingerprint everyone first. It's okay, the pro-gun control. Name a Republican that's anti-all gun control. And name a Republican who openly says get rid of the NFA. I can name Rand Paul. That's about it. I can't think of any. Massey, I think, may have come out on that. I'm sure there are a few others, but it's not a majority. They're cucks, effectively, on those issues. Name a Republican that actually wants to heavily slash taxes. Even Trump half-assed it. I loved his tax reform. It helped me. It helped most middle-class and especially self-employed Americans. Didn't go far enough. I loved his deregulation policies. But instead of a 5-to-1, it should have been like a 50-to-1 on deregulation or something like that. That would have been even better. I like the fact that he was not a warmongering Republican like the Liz Cheneys and Meghanmccains and whoever is the fifth wheel on The View at some point in the near future, but didn't get us out quick enough. Hell, one of the few things Biden did right is get us out of Afghanistan. It's too bad he completely messed up every other aspect of the leaving. If it hadn't been, and delayed it by several months, hadn't been for that, it would have been a positive thing about the Biden presidency. Those things are very few and far between. In fact, leaving Afghanistan is pretty much the only thing that I can name. They want conservative. They don't want a Trump populist. You know why they wouldn't want someone like me there? Because we would actually debate the issues. We wouldn't just throw up our hands and say, oh, you brought up the term bigot, so I'm going to be silent now. I don't want to be called that. No, I'm not arguing for anything extreme. Yeah, no. Whatever you say is absolutely true. I just want a little bit less taxes. All I want is to take home a little bit more of my own money. Please don't call me a racist for doing so. So they wouldn't be able to have someone like me on there. They wouldn't be able to have like any Trump Republican or someone who was libertarian leaning, like not even as a conservative. They wouldn't want someone who even is from that lexicon. Effectively, what they want is a yesteryear centrist Dem. When we're talking about the conservatives, we're talking about a post-Reagan consensus viewpoint. It's very corporatistic. It's very top-down. It's government-centric. It's not really conservatism. It's neoliberalism after a fashion. We're talking about a general consensus that was formulated by a bunch of rich people and corporate buddies and their various backers and sponsors for their own oligarchic plutocratic benefit. That's basically what they want to push. All the other people on The View support variants of that same theme. Virtually everyone in D.C. does the same thing, including most Republicans. I think it's probably less than a supermajority now, and that's changing, which is good, but it's not economic populism. It's not liberty-leaning, classically liberal sentiment that they push. It's just a matter of the degrees. It's the shades of gray, but it's all gray. It's all rather dark and dismal and robs people of their money. Hey, 7% inflation's too much. Let's get it down to 6%. That's the cutoff point that I'd be comfortable with. It's okay if little Jimmy's, he's storing up all of his spare change in his piggy bank, but it's actually depreciating so quickly in value that he's losing money, and he says fuck it and kills himself or something. That's fine, just not at the rate of 7 or 8%. That's excessive. It'll start hurting the economy and hurting my stock options and all of the other tangible assets that I own. They want somebody to be a punching bag and a bobblehead. Somebody who also can come out, like Meghanmccain did, pretend to oppose everything. Well, I'm not a liberal, I'm a conservative, blah, blah, blah. I don't really have a problem with that Ann Coulter chick. And then once in a while be very poignant and come out and say, well, I agree with my liberal colleagues on this one. This time, gun ownership has gone too far and we need to do more. This time, this particular bloated government program will help things, so we need to fund it by raising taxes. I'm sure it'll just come from the evil rich people, because I'm such a conservative that's it's a big thing for me. I want to tax the rich more. That's what they want. But it's The View, so I mean, who's fucking surprised? That's about all. Peace out.